I think there's a lot of areas of scientific study that are currently underway. In the area of space flight dynamics, one area that is really big is in optimization. That's one of the areas that I work in. Another area is space debris. That's becoming a more and more important topic that more and more people are starting to become aware of, and so we're seeing more and more work going on in that research area. We also see a lot of interplanetary work that's underway, finding inexpensive ways to go from Earth to wherever. You're seeing all these new missions that are going to asteroids and sample returns. You're seeing missions to Mars. You're seeing missions to the outer planets. We just recently saw the flyby of Pluto by the New Horizons spacecraft. And so there's a whole lot of the interplanetary stuff that is really starting to take off. We have polluted space to the point where it's unusable. There's a lot of new technologies that are being developed to remove debris from orbit. There's a lot of new technologies that are being developed to be able to more accurately track and predict where objects are going to be able to warn for collision avoidance maneuvers, things like that will make space still make space usable. It may make some things a little more difficult. And then the advent of some of these small satellites, commercial satellites, that's when a company is going to add hundreds to thousands of satellites into space. That's an issue that needs to be addressed ahead of time rather than after the fact. The space has been one of the areas where there has been a lot of international cooperation from the very beginning. The 1950s and 60s really saw sort of a competition to go to the moon. But then in the 70s, you started seeing cooperative activities between various countries. Apollo-Soyuz is a good example of 1970s mission that right in the middle of the Cold War, you saw a cooperative effort between the United States and the Soviet Union at that time. And I think we're seeing that more and more of that in recent times. Space missions can be an expensive thing to undertake, and the days of one country being able to afford a multi-billion-dollar mission to, say, Mars with a human crew, that is something that certainly the governments of the world are going to be talking to each other about cooperative ventures to be able to do that, so that one country is not going to be footing the bill for the whole thing and reaping the benefits, but also taking all the risk. And so I think that that's one of the beauties of space research, is that it has really led the way in international cooperation. It's very impressive the number of countries that are represented by the student body at this university. Many universities, mine included, have strong international programs, study abroad programs. My own son did a 3-week study abroad in China when he was a freshman in college, and so he really got a lot out of that. So I think there's really a lot that students can get out of studying abroad, either for a short time or for a semester or two at a time, and just to being able to understand that there's more to that the world is much bigger than the town you grew up in, and there's a lot out there to learn from.